Last week, Samsung had their latest Samsung Unpacked. In this video, I'm going to give you what I hope will be the shortest recap that I've ever done in this channel regarding Samsung's July event. Let's get to it. Starting off, Samsung announced their latest foldable phones, and it's easier for me just to tell you what's new instead of giving you all the information of everything that's on each phone. Both the Z Fold 5 and the Z Flip 5 will have a new hinge that will basically make the phones fold almost completely flat on each side. For those of you who don't know, the previous version, always the side that had the hinge was a little bit taller than the other side when it was closed. Now it will look exactly the same way. Google did this with the Google Fold first, so technically we got to give them credit for it, but Samsung has done their job and have finally fixed this, which I thought was something that just looked very awkward from the phones. Both phones will also have the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip for Galaxy, and I say for Galaxy because as we have discussed before, this is not the first time that they do this. On the previous iteration, I indicated that the reason to call it for Galaxy is just overclocking that Snapdragon does or Qualcomm does for just Samsung. So it's basically the same chip, it's just overclocked a little bit. In the case of the Z Flip, it got a new outside screen that covers almost the entire screen, and it just leaves out the cameras. So it's really good. Little by little, they've gotten bigger and bigger. So it's nice to see that they finally are at a point where almost the entire screen, the entire area is covered. For those of you interested, they will be available on August 11th. No changes in pricing from the previous year. In my opinion, something that foldables are just still too expensive and too delicate for the amount of money that they want. So in my opinion, I still think that foldables have some way to go. Let's now move on to the Galaxy Tab. They will have a new display called Dynamic AMOLED 2X. Basically, it promises better brightness and better overall quality for the display. It will also have the same Snapdragon Gen 2 that the foldable has, and it's a very nice tablet. I had a chance to play with the previous version thanks to a friend of mine, and I like the tablet. It looks really nice, both front and back. It's a good tablet. Some people might say, oh, it's really underpowered. It has the same chip as a phone. But in this case, I wouldn't be, especially for those Apple fans, I wouldn't be saying too much, considering that, you have maybe in an iPad Pro, you have an M1 or M2 processor, but iPad OS does not take advantage of not even half of what the M1 and M2 can give you. So, yeah, you have a bigger processor, you're not using any of it, basically. So, it works out. It's a very nice tablet. I gotta say, I love the design. I really do. I really like the design that they are using, especially this thing of the different rings for the cameras. It's nice. It's not a bad idea, considering how chips are these days. Regarding going back to the chip and finishing up, I don't think most people will even notice the difference. If it's a mobile chip or if it's a desktop chip, most people will probably not even notice. Last, let's talk about the Galaxy Watch 6 series. Smaller bezels throughout all the versions, and they brought back what they call the Classic Edition. That's basically all the changes that they brought to the Galaxy Watch in the 6 series. For those of you interested, they will start at $280 for the 6 series, and for the Classic Edition, it'll start at $350. This is basically the most important thing of everything they announced. They did announce some Galaxy Buds, but at this point, it's not even worth mentioning. Small improvements overall. I do think that instead of pushing hard to make them stronger and more resistant, especially considering that in the case of foldables, We don't use foldables in a controlled space. We use them, if it's a phone, we use them all around, everywhere we go. So I just think that they could have done a little bit better. But they are still the kings of foldables. Nobody can deny that. Even though Google came out with the Google Fold, uh, Samsung is still one of the top companies doing foldable phones or anything that has to do with foldables right now. Leave your comment down below what your opinion is regarding this event. Did you like it, not like it? Do you agree with me that it was lackluster? That's the perfect word that I would declare. It was lackluster. I was expecting a little bit more and more of a change than what we saw. Let me know if you agree with me down in the comments below. While you're down there, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell so you can get notified when we have new videos. Remember, it's very important for you to subscribe, and the only way to do that, if you have an account, log in and go ahead and sign up. It will be greatly appreciated, and the only way for you to leave that like is if you're signed into your account. As always, we're available on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and obviously YouTube at JR Abrams Tech, so you can stay up to date with the latest news or rumors about tech. Until next time.